So this question is about the carbon cycle. Um, just so if you look at this photo here, you see that carbon dioxide starts at the atmosphere. That's how we can start with, and it is actually absorbed by plants through the process of photosynthesis and released again by plants through respiration. Photosynthesis, respiration. So this is how it goes in and out. So now you can also see that animals also respire and they release carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. So let's just start with writing that when it asks explain the carbon cycle. Let's start with the autotrophs. Autotrophs absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere due to the reason why they absorb it is because there's a very high concentration of carbon dioxide. There's very low concentration here, so the concentration gradient that's created forces the CO2 to diffuse down there. So due to the concentration gradient between CO2 carbon in the atmosphere and in the plants. I think that's good. So next, we want to know, so we've already talked about how they've absorbed, but now we have to know about how they use this carbon dioxide. So this carbon dioxide is used in the process of photosynthesis. It's used in photosynthesis combined with the light to form carbohydrates. You can just say carbon compounds, and like it's glucose, for example, that's produced in photosynthesis. Okay. So now we know that we have a carbon compound. Now we want to know what's not shown here is how carbon flows through feeding. Okay, animals eat each other. They obtain the carbon compounds by feeding off each other. So what we want to say here is carbon compounds pass through the food chain to the process of feeding by in successive trophic levels. That's good, because as you go each trophic level, the animal eats the previous animals it feeds. Okay, so now we've talked about how carbons pass through process feeding. Blah, blah. Let's now move on to something that. Okay, let's now move on to combustion. Okay, human activities also contribute to CO2. So the combustion of fossil fuels, it releases carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. It causes enhanced greenhouse effect. You don't need to say that because it just talks about the carbon cycle. If you want, you can. We can talk about natural disasters, such as such as volcanic eruptions, which causes releases carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Now, next we can talk about respiration, cellular respiration, and this comes in many forms. And you have respiration in animals, which releases. You can talk about in animals, releases carbon dioxide, but you can also have respiration from this decay of organisms. So decomposers respire when breaking down dead matter, and this also releases carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. What we want to talk about is this mineral carbon down here, and this is called peat. Okay, so peat is actually formed from dead plant material. So it's actually the conditions are in waterlogged soils, and the reason for this is because bacteria, saprotrophs like bacteria, become inhibited, and as a result, they are unable to actually fully decompose the plant material. So hence, only partial decomposition occurs, leading to formation of peat. So this formation of peat, it's a very slow process. Over time, with heat and pressure, it's converted to coal. Is a carbon, which is a store of carbon. Okay, so next, we've talked about mineral carbon there. We've talked about respiration. We've talked about decomposition. We've talked about combustion, respiration. So now we've done everything about the carbon dioxide. We've got to start talking about the methane, which has formula of CH4, chemical formula of CH4. So this actually, methanogens, they are present in cattle, or you can say herbivores, respire anaerobically to produce methane. Okay, you could say that. Methane broken down in the atmosphere to produce carbon dioxide and water. So that's about your methane. So one last thing is something you call ocean. It's very cluttered here. I'll just do it there. Something you call ocean acidification. It's because CO2 dissolves in water to form carbonic acid. The acid reduces acid conditions of the water, prevents formation of carbonate ions. So this harder for corals to draw the carbonate, the calcium carbonate, to build their shells, or the skeletons, extinction, or the death. And that's all you need to know about the carbon cycle. It's a 7-mark question. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points. Good explanation. You've got the marks. Thank you.